There are three things that are certain in life: death, taxes, and people thinking that Pokémon is evil. It's kind of a strange phenomenon, to be honest with you, but ever since Pokémon first came into existence, there have been people out there that have claimed and genuinely thought that this franchise is of the devil. There were a lot of these kinds of claims made back in the day when Pokémon was first getting really popular, and surprisingly, these kinds of things still happen for some reason even to this day, about 25 years later, and that is exactly what we're going to be looking at in today's video. Different people's impassioned speeches on why Pokémon is demonic. As this video suggests, there are a lot of nefarious things out there, which is why it is good to have something like today's sponsor, Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN is, well, a VPN that protects you while you're online by safeguarding all of your info from those who might try to steal it, and it also blocks any kind of suspicious link or malware. However, Atlas VPN can also be used for fun stuff too, like for instance letting you watch shows from various streaming services that are normally only available in other countries. The Office might not be on Netflix in the US, but it is in the UK, so as far as the internet is concerned, I live in the UK too. Atlas even has a deal going on right now where you can get a 3-year plan for just $1.99 a month, and it even comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out risk-free. On top of that, Atlas will even let you run the VPN on an unlimited number of devices with just one subscription, which just adds to the value even more. So if that sounds good to you, then go ahead and use my link in the description to grab Atlas VPN for 82% off, which is just $1.99 a month and comes with that 30-day money-back guarantee, and get the most out of what the internet has to offer. And a big thank you to Atlas VPN for supporting the channel and making videos like this possible. Okay, so this first one is a classic one from back in the day, and it's actually kind of the thing that helped to inspire this whole video, so it's pretty entertaining to say the least, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let it speak for itself, to be honest. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out.
But the one thing I've noticed about him right off, this is Pikachu, one thing I noticed about him right off was his tail. It's a lightning bolt, and it's a satanic Z.
Oh my gosh, how did I never notice that before? Pikachu, how could you? I feel so betrayed.
The Pokémon trading card game is a new collectible card game that is made and distributed by Wizards of the Coast. What is a wizard? Male practitioner of black magic.
You know, I have no idea how I didn't see this before. They got wizards right in the name. It's right there, just like he said. That clearly means they want to take over the whole world with evil magic. I mean, this guy, thank goodness for him. He knows what he's talking about.
Now, the object of this game is gotta catch 'em all. And they tell you that if you catch 'em all, you become a Pokémon master. And you know what? If you're the master of something, you don't need mom, you don't need dad, you don't need grandparents, you don't need aunts and uncles, you don't need school, and you probably don't even need a church. You can become a god. That's the premise of what this has been teaching.
This guy, man, he's right on the money. He knows what we're trying to do, guys. He's got our secret. We're trying to become gods, and we don't need grandma, and we don't need school because we have Pokemon. That's definitely what was going on in my mind since I was about 5 years old. I wanted to become a god. That's like why I'm here right now. This is like my god internship, if you will. Like, does that guy, does he like hear the words that are coming out of his mouth? Like, do you look at Pokemon? Like, do you look at what this is and then, like, genuinely actually believe this? I would love to keep watching this video because it's over a half-hour long and it's just a gold mine, so if you want to check out the whole thing for yourself, link is in the description, but we've got some other things to check out too, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. This next thing we're going to look at is a podcast, and it's a podcast that came out shortly after Pokemon Go came out in response to Pokemon Go and the second rise of Pokemania it created, because apparently when Pokemon gets really popular, it kind of brings out the you-know-who's.
These Pokemon creatures are like virtual cyber demons.
Yes, digital demons.
Digital demons.
Yes, they are absolutely 100% digital demons, every single one of them. Virtual cyber demons. It's very important that you remember that.
We're gonna present to you a really far out idea. What if this technology is transferred to Islamic jihadists?
Okay, we have got to listen to how he finishes that sentence. So, let's go.
Islamic jihadists have an app that shows them where Christians are located geographically.
This is a crisis. I see what you guys are doing. Oh, this guy knows. I see what you're doing, Pokemon. You're coming after the good church-going folk. Oh, ooh.
Well, we found the churches in our area were all portals. They were points, rally points, where you could go, put down a bot bait, or basically, this is where you can go to find and capture these demons.
When you drive around Vero Beach, Florida.
That solves it. They're in Florida. That explains everything. That's actually really funny. They're in Florida. Oh, it makes so much sense. Well, since we kind of have our explanation here now, I think, and no offense if any of you actually live in Florida, I think we're gonna move on, because I think that legitimately actually explains a lot, like unironically, like not as a joke. I think it actually kind of explains this whole situation. So we're gonna move on to the next thing. Okay, so this next thing is a little different because it's actually an article from a website, and it kind of seems to be sort of like a personal diary entry type of thing where someone's giving like a blog post or something like that, and it's probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever read, to be honest. So the subject of this article is whether or not Pokemon is safe for kids, and it has sort of a religious overtone to it, we'll just put it that way. It's a lady who's writing this article, and she begins the story by telling us that her husband grew up in the Amazon rainforest as like an indigenous tribesman person. So, I mean, that's always like the best way to start any story involving Pokemon. She then goes on to talk about this other person who's either her husband or someone else, I can't tell, and how they were an ex-witch doctor, because that's relevant when you're talking about Pokemon. We had been in the jungle many long weeks with no mail from home when the plane landed, bringing us a package. I was excited as I took it home. Enclosed was a book. Now that in itself was a big disappointment because I wanted some real mail. Do you have something against books? But when I saw the cover, I was even more disappointed. It was a book on the Pokemon cartoon characters. I am old school on cartoons and don't really get into any of the new ones, especially ones that look as ugly as these did. How dare you? The lady then goes on to talk about how this book was sent to them because they wanted that ex-witch doctor guy from before to kind of check it out and see what he thought about it, see if it was legit. The ex-witch doctor guy then goes on to identify the Pokemon in the book as demons, which then prompts the author lady of this article to go get her son who is into Pokemon and tell him about this incident. When the boy hears about this, it says he went back upstairs and came back down with his prized VHS tape of Pokemon, and while we watch, destroyed it. Now this genuinely actually is really sad and kind of breaks my heart a little bit because this kid is apparently just a little kid. And like, what even is this story? You've got ex-witch doctors in the Amazon jungle telling kids that are really impressionable that Pokemon are demons when you probably haven't even ever seen a Pokemon before because you're in the Amazon freaking jungle? Like, What is going on here? So this is easily one of the wackiest things that I've ever read online, and this is the internet, so that's saying a lot. So I decided to go look at other parts of this website that this lady who wrote the article apparently owns. And there is a shop on this website where different things are sold, and one of those products is a yearly planner, you know, like a notebook that you use to write things you're gonna do down on it, and it's got pages for all the different months. Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, this person has a yearly planner notebook on sale on her website for $50. $50. There are literally planners on Amazon, and I'm looking at it right now, that are as cheap as $5.24. And this lady wants $50. Who is the real manipulator here? Is it the evil Pokemon, or is it something else maybe? I don't know. Well, now that I've gone and exposed you to one of the wackiest, craziest stories that the internet could have possibly ever produced, we're gonna go ahead and get back into some of the more traditional stuff, starting with some more throwback type things from the 90s when Pokemon first got big. The first one is a news story that apparently comes from 60 Minutes in Australia back in the day when Pokemon first got big, and it's basically this guy going around and exploring the phenomenon and explaining it to the kind Australian people watching this program, but the man who is conducting the program is extremely passive-aggressive about all of this. Like, you can tell that he thinks Pokemon is the worst thing ever, and it's just evil and out to control our children, but he's very passive-aggressive about it.
Pokemon has captured the imagination of children around the world and billions of dollars from their parents' wallets.
He's always putting pressure on the people he's interviewing to admit that Pokemon is terrible and evil and is out to control the children, but he doesn't actually say any of this. He's really passive-aggressive about it, and it's actually kind of aggravating as you watch the whole thing.
Who's to blame here? Who bought the cards in the first place?
Oh, look, I mean, I don't know how these things come up. I mean, yes, certainly.
Who bought the first ones?
You intentionally make some cards scarce. Now,
well, that's...
you're manipulating the market.
No, I don't think so. I think...
There is an element of manipulation, though, on your part.
No, I don't think so.
Your goal is to maximize the profits that you can make out of kids.
While that guy might have beat around the bush, though, this next news story, coming from apparently MSNBC back in the 90s, definitely did not mince words.
In my opinion, parents should not let their kids watch Pokemon, play Pokemon, buy Pokemon cards, have anything whatsoever to do with Pokemon, because the message is violence.
Now, this one actually kind of cracks me up, because this lady is apparently a psychiatrist, and she's also a doctor, apparently. So she either has like a PhD or an MD or something. Like, she's got a legit, very prestigious degree. She's got a very prestigious degree, and, like, I don't know, how do you come to this conclusion about Pokemon? It's not bad, people. It's not. Or maybe it is, because if the doctors say that it is, then it must be true, because they're smart. They have PhDs or MDs or some kind of prestigious degree. They know what they're talking about. We better listen to them, guys. They know. They're the doctors. You're supposed to listen to doctors. That's what your parents tell you. And to round off our escapade of demonic claims against Pokemon, we have another Pokemon Go related one that's very similar to the other one we did on the podcast, and it comes from a very similar type of source as well.
You see, witchcraft is a person talking to demons, making deals with demons, and asking demons to do something for them through a contract, and then they do something for the demon. And so it sounded like to me, and I always thought, well, that sounds like preparing kids for later times to where they learn witchcraft and talk to demons.
You know, at this point, he's probably right. He's probably right. He sees something we don't. I mean, that's the only explanation. How could so many people think this if it wasn't true?
I did some research on Pokemon this afternoon. ... It's demonic, he says. The game is all about evil and connecting ley lines. Pokemon are demons.
You know, I would like to know where this guy is doing his research to come to the definitive conclusion that Pokemon is ... demonic and evil and the Pokemon are demon. Like, where are you getting this information?
But you watch out, because eventually that game will lead to people literally being possessed by these little pocket monsters.
Is that what's happening? Is that like the ultimate end goal, is that we get possessed by Pokemon? Because I mean, if so, like, I'm good with my boy Cyndaquil. Like, he can possess me. That's fine. Like we tight. So those are just a few examples out there on the internet of how Pokemon is evil. No doubt about it, it's evil. And if I can say one thing as a takeaway from all of this, is that this is definitely true, and you better watch out, and you better not cry. You better not pout, I'm telling you why, because the Pokemon are gonna come and possess your soul. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to leave a like. Let me know all your thoughts about all of this evilness in the comments below, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe, and if you want to see more of Pokemon evil stuff, let me know in the comments below as well, because I would love to make another video about this. With that being said though, I will be back with another video very soon, and until then, as always, thank you guys for watching, I love you very much, and I will smell you guys later.